I've been looking forward to showcasing this Marvel Legends Jean Grey Phoenix Force action figure ever since I got my hands on it. And just look at how nerd amazing this action figure is, especially with that sweet Phoenix that it comes with. And stick around, because I'm also going to tell you how I actually got this Marvel Legends action figure when it first came out, cheaper than retail. So, let's go ahead and check it out. Here I have the packaging of the Marvel Legends Phoenix, and honestly speaking, I can't wait to open this figure up. I mean, just look at all the gorgeous stuff you get inside. Not only that action figure and the alternate head, but the actual translucent fire Phoenix behind it, as well as fire effects, as you can see. So I'm very excited about that. You got a Phoenix logo right there, Jean Grey Phoenix Force. Awesome. Here's the side, and we can kind of get that in. A little bit of the Phoenix logo, some fire effects, Marvel Legends right up there. The other side, you have this sweet illustration, comic book style, of the Phoenix, of Jean Grey and the Phoenix Force right up here. On the back side, nice toy photography of the Phoenix with her power, with the Phoenix Force behind her. Can't wait. I hope it looks just like that, but you know, toy photography. Got Jean Grey's name right up there, as well as a description of her, so feel free to pause the video to read that, plus in a variety of different languages. Up on the top, just some more flame effects as it's kind of like burning through the packaging, and the Phoenix Force logo right there. On the bottom, some more toy jargon and whatnot if you're interested, but that UPC code as well, should you be trying to find it that way. But we're not here for boxes. Now you get some pretty sweet accessories with this X-Men Jean Grey Phoenix. Starting out, you get these tiny little closed fists, because every superhero needs a punching hand. And they're just in a nice golden color as Jean Grey's costume, and a nice simple closed fist style. But they'll be great for action shots and poses when she's battling evil. Then you get this exquisite alternate head of Jean Grey with the Phoenix Force full alive and fully powered throughout her. She's got these awesome white eyes happening because you know when you're fully powered, you have no pupils. A very stern look on her face with arched eyebrows. And I love the fact that there's red going around those eyes as well. But the killer portion on this alternate head is the hair. You see every strand of details, and with all the hair pieces just kind of flaring out at the end. And I really like the fact that they use a dark red dry brushing to really make the hair pop as well as feel segmented. And the accessories just keep getting cooler with these flaming Phoenix effects. Look at this inferno of power. This is sweet and amazing how this large vortex of fire is. Got a simplistic base, as you can see right here, to allow it to easily stand up. This is going to be great for the Phoenix Force action figure, and I can definitely see it being used within a lot of other toy photography aspects. And I love the translucent aspect of the orange mixing into the red, even to the almost like feels like a little bit of yellowing right there at the flaming tips. An amazing piece, this large inferno. And again, in the same motif, but slightly smaller, is this little bit of fire effect right here, which, again, great as its own, but it's actually used with this stand piece that it comes with. Simply put that in like so, and you now have a wonderful stand to get this fiery Phoenix right here that you can just slip in like so, which I'll show you in a second, to have the Phoenix stand up. Just like that large inferno has the same color motif and the same fiery aspects. Again, standing alone by itself or with this stand. And for the real reason we all got this Jean Grey Phoenix is, well, the Phoenix. Look at this thing. This thing is amazing. Pure fire, pure force, destructive cosmic, just power. I mean, just radiating throughout this whole deal. The same color motif as the flaming infernos I just showed you earlier, with the reds and the orange and slight bits of yellow in that translucent aspect. But within a great Phoenix style model with wings up and flared out, just flaming out. And if you can really see the head sculpt on this, very eagle-like, very, I would assume kind of like a phoenix, with those two little like intense red dots for eyes on both sides. I love how his orange head tips in yellow right there. Just amazing. And a texture of just fire everywhere, as you can see along the whole body. Tiny little flames throughout the middle, extending into larger flaming feather type pieces throughout the ends. This is amazing. I wish it had some articulation, but that's minor throughout this whole deal. Again, this is actually just feels like a standalone piece in itself, but it's going to be great to showcase the Phoenix Force effect for Jean Grey that we'll see in some toy photography later on in this video. Now let's go ahead and check out the details on the Jean Grey Phoenix Force action figure. With her standard head that she comes with, she has a happy expression going on as well as, and you can really see those green piercing eyes of her. She has a nice smile with those red intense lips, with just a little bit of teeth showing as you can see. And she has a great hair swept wind sculpt on her, really nicely done, and really makes that hair sculpt intense as well as gives it a great unique silhouette. And again, just like the alternate head, it does use that dark red dry brushing to really make the hair strands stand out. The overall body has a nice athletic sculpt to it with really well defined muscle tones. And like most superhero costumes, it is skin tight with a green and gold motif going throughout it, with the green having a nice matte effect, and the gold coloring that is on her arms and legs has a bit more of a gloss to it. Though you do get a shiny glossy version of the Phoenix logo emblazoned upon her chest in a more gold metallic paint. And for whatever reason, she does have this golden cloth sash tied around her waist, and with the ends flaring out to the sides to give you a more dynamic pose. And right below her face, there is black, starting from her neck all the way down to that Phoenix Force logo. She does have open style hands on both arms with the fingers splayed out, and on the hand sculpt you can even see the outline of the fingernails. Here's a glimpse of the back side, again, nicely detailed in that athletic form, everything very tight and fit with on this figure who's been fighting evil for decades. She has a little bit of green on her legs, but a majority of them are in that golden motif coloring, all the way down to her feet. Now, how well does this Marvel Legends Jean Grey Phoenix articulate? Let's find out. Starting with the head, a nice 360 around, side to side, not too bad. Little restriction due to the hair modeling. Forward some, not too bad. Restricted going backwards. But a decent range of motion overall on the head. T-motion for the arms is really nice, fully extended. Nice little butterfly joint as you can see right there with some range of motion. The shoulder does spin around within that joint as you can see, a little bit tight on this figure. A nice 360 around for that shoulder joint. And the bicep has a nice 360 spin within there. The elbows are double jointed as you can see, nice and smooth and tight. The wrist spins 360 around. It goes inwards and it does go outwards some. Really nicely done. Within the torso, you do have nice side to side right up here at the upper torso portion. And from there, we can see that she can bend backwards quite easily, as well as has a forward crunch motion. At the ribcage section, she does spin around a 360 degrees if needed. But there won't be any spin here at the lower abdomen, as you can see, due to this type of articulation. As for the leg split, it does go up 3/4 of the way, not a full split as you can see, but decent enough. There is upper thigh rotation as you can see. The legs kick forward quite nicely, as well as back with a decent range of motion. There is great knee bending with this figure, very smooth indeed. Then followed up by decent ankle rocking right here at the feet, and the feet can point upwards as well as point down too. But overall, a decent and standard articulation for this Marvel Legends action figure. So how tall is this Jean Grey Phoenix Force action figure? Now if you put her in the fire stand, she stands up to 7.5 inches tall. And the Phoenix, again within the fire stand, as well as it has a pretty impressive wingspan of about 8 inches wide. And Jean Grey stands about 6.5 inches tall when not using the fire base. And this is how this particular Jean Grey is going to stand up within your Marvel Legends action figure line. Now let's check out some of the action poses you can achieve with this Jean Grey. Now I do have to say, this Marvel Legends action figure of Jean Grey as the Phoenix Force is a stunning tribute to her cosmic alter ego. And it really showcases her cosmic power through the impressive sculpting, the great coloring of the gold and green, as well as that Phoenix Force logo emblazoned on her chest. And overall, the articulation of this figure, as you can see in these poses, isn't too bad. But I will have to say the biggest issue on just the Jean Grey figure alone really is the stability. With such small feet and that heavy head with all the hair sculpting really makes balancing this figure very troublesome in my opinion, actually. There were a ton of times where this thing would just tip over constantly and just frustrated the heck out of me. So you're definitely going to have to use something to keep this figure upright. But to me, the greatest thing about this whole set is actually that Phoenix. That thing is stupendous by itself. I would have just bought the Phoenix if they were just selling that. That thing is great with all the coloring, the flaming effects, and just that sculpt is beautiful. And I love the fact that you can have it standing upright when you put it inside the larger fire effects. Plus, again, speaking of, you get 2 awesome fire effects that you can use by themselves, which is going to be great outside of this figure. It's going to be perfect for toy photography. But all honesty, if you're a fan of X-Men, if you're a fan of the Phoenix storyline, this is definitely an action figure you're going to want to get for your Marvel Legends collection. So, as I mentioned earlier in this episode, in regards to how I got this action figure cheaper than retail, in all honesty, it was pure dumb luck. This figure actually retails about $49.99, as most collectors know, but somehow I was actually able to get it for $34.99. $10 cheaper than what it should be. Wow, what an amazing deal. But how that all happened was actually just human error. When I was on the website to do the pre-order, like everybody is, refreshing in regards to when it opens up so I can get it, somehow the price was labeled at $34.99. And I was shocked and in disbelief because I knew that wasn't the right price, but that's how it was listed. And I figured, well, that's how it is on the website, as I'll show you right now. So you believe me. This is my order confirmation in regards to its cost. And when I went to purchase it, it went through. But in about 5 minutes later, it went to the actual retail price. So that's how I did it. I was there early, human error happened, and I actually got a deal. And the company honored it. So kudos to them. They could have rejected it. They could have said I had to pay full retail, which I would have. But they were cool and they said, sure, you get it for $34.99, which was awesome of them. It just goes to show you, sometimes it actually pays to being early in regards to getting those pre-orders. So, you want to check out more Marvel Legends action figures here on Nerd Amazing? Well, go ahead right here. And if you enjoyed this episode, smash that like button and drop your comments below for me to respond back to. This is Adam with Nerd Amazing, and I'll see you next time. Bye!